Howdy y'all, Big Country here, Big Country Survival. It is the evening. I've just gone out and fastened up my birds and grabbed a jar of preserved things. It's not actual what you would call preserves. This is hot salsa. Little half pint. It's a gift. I had to get it out of the cellar so that my wife could take it in to work in the morning, and we could give it to the person that it is for. And because this is a fresh jar of salsa made this year, 2021. There's a rooster, or about a half a rooster. He's not quite. He's trying to be a rooster right now. He's a little young, so he might be messing around here. Goodness, I love it. Anyway, so yeah, hot salsa 2021. Hey, would you hush there, mister? And being around these chickens and doing this, and I was just talking to my wife about getting a breeding program up and running, hatching out eggs and all of that and such stuff. And so I got to thinking about all that, and I go back in my memory, go back to a discussion I had a couple days ago with a coworker of mine, and we were talking about population and the thing that must not be named, and if it is or isn't population control. And he said he's worried that it might be because pretty much his whole family's got it. And then he comes around and he says, but we do need to do something about the population on the planet because there's too many people. And I tell him, I said, no, there are not too many people on this planet. And I don't remember the exact specifics, but I listened to a seminar one time, and the guy he did the math, and you could basically fit the entire global population in like a couple of counties in Florida. Now, everybody'd be standing there pretty close together probably, but you could fit us all right there. So we don't have a problem of too many people. What we have is too many people bunched up. What we have is a problem of too many people living the wrong way. Not living the way that they are supposed to live. Not living a sustainable lifestyle. Producing their own food, raising it, growing it, processing it. More people need to be doing that in this society. And that's what I told him, and he's like, okay, yeah, you know what, that makes sense. And you think about how we have been as a species. Mankind has been farmers, herdsmen, hunters, gatherers for the most of the human existence, whether that was in the days in like more modern era, whether that was their exact profession or not is a different story. But everybody grew food. Everybody grew food to some degree. Like you look at the blacksmith, the village blacksmith, probably the most important profession and trade in town, right? as far as a skilled tradesman. I guarantee you his wife probably kept a garden, even if it was just like an herb garden or something for little small stuff. And she probably had a couple of chickens too. And you know what? She might even had a milk cow, so she had fresh milk and fresh eggs. And you know what? There might even have been a hog in the back fattening up so they had bacon. Well, maybe not, but in some cases they probably did. And there's no reason that we as a civilization can't go more towards that again. There's no reason other than people don't want to. Most people in America live in suburbs. Quarter-acre lots, suburbs. And I don't know the exact, but I mean, they're everywhere. Housing development, suburbs, subdivision, whatever you want to call them. Most people live in that urban sprawl area. I don't. Those people that live in that urban sprawl area, there's no reason that they can't fit a small coop and a couple of chickens. Or if they eat rabbit, maybe a little rabbit hutch. And a couple, and a buck and a couple of does and breed rabbits. If they eat rabbit. I don't eat rabbit. But if you want to eat rabbit, you eat rabbit. That's your business. There's no reason that we can't do that. Or say you've got a city ordinance against chickens. Is there a city ordinance against quail? Quail lay eggs. They're not the ideal situation, but until you can get laws changed, they may be the solution. There's no reason that you can't grow a small garden in your backyard or in your front yard. Heck, the American lawn is the biggest con that we've been, it's just insane. People spend so much time and effort and money on grass. I don't care about that. I don't care about grass. Unless, all I care about grass is grazing. I want just enough grass that I can walk around and the dog can run around, play in it, and do her business. And that's all the grass I want. And keep it short enough that I can walk around and not get, covered in ticks. And that's another story. But we as a society need to get we need to get back to that. We can get back to growing our own food, processing our own food. Raising our own food. You know what? I've got 3 roosters behind you. There's 3 roosters in a coop and a couple of hens. And they will eventually go into that coop. And then this one will be used when I get some little peepers out of the eggs from them, mixed with them. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to raise them, care for them, and either sell or we'll just sell them, or butcher them, or use them to replenish when those stop laying. I've got a plan. There's a cycle. There's a system going on here. And when the time comes, there's other people around here. If I need, when I need to diversify the gene pool, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go buy another rooster off of somebody or trade them roosters. You never know. I mean, we'll do what we have to do. But not everyone's going to be where I'm at on that. Not everybody wants to butcher an animal that they raised from a little baby. I don't really like the butchering part, but it's part of it. And it's a part of it that I learned at a pretty young age. So, I'm a little more accepting of that than a lot of people are that have not come from that age. Like my wife, she does not want all the butchering, but we do the butchering. She's a real trooper on it, but she didn't grow up with that, so that was kind of a learning curve, and that was kind of a mental thing she had to go through. But you don't have to do that. Like, you can have laying hens and not worry about meat birds. You can have a garden, and then you don't have to kill anything, right? Except weeds and bugs. And there's all kinds of ways you can do that, and you don't need pesticides. I have not put an ounce of pesticides on my garden this year. And they were pretty rough there. Some of the plants were a little rough. Some of the plants didn't make it, and some just didn't produce. But I got a lot out of my garden, and I didn't use any kind of chemical other than a little bit of chemical fertilizer, a little bit of triple 12 fertilizer. And that was just because I didn't have any better option. But as far as insecticides, I didn't use any of that. But even if you do use a little bit of insecticide, like, grow your own food. Grow a portion of your own food and process it. And every year on the property, my system has, every year it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Our food production it's scaled up in steps. And have you seen the news lately? Like, I don't need to explain to you that this is the better life. This is going to be one of the only ways to stay out of the corrupt system that says you do exactly what we say or nothing. Like, this is going to be our best bet, I think. And I talked about it in a video that actually kind of got taken down, but you know what, if I lose my job, I've got the land, and I'm going to use the land to make a living as best as I can, and I won't be rich, but I'll probably be able to pay the bills, and some bills might have to go away. Like, some bills, we may just have to get rid of those bills. But we'll be able to make it work. We'll be able to make ends meet with what I can do on the property. Between that and, doing a little bit of side work in my trade and just whatever I can. But we need to get back to the land. We need to get back to making our own food come forth from the ground. I'm sorry, I probably just scared my chickens, and I know I shook the camera. I probably just scared the littler ones. Anyway, folks, something to think about. It's starting to get dark here, and I've got to do a few things here before it gets completely dark on me. So I'm signing out. Y'all have a good one. God bless.